Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of SPM DONE What's Next series. I'm your host, Chen Yee. If you haven't watched the previous episode, please click the top right corner here to refer to the previous episode. If you're coming from Spotify, please check out the previous audio episode where I featured Kai Jie, Yi Hang, and Liang Chen to talk about the JPA scholarships and their experiences of scholarship application. Right. Disclaimer again before we begin anything. All opinions expressed on this platform are only based on personal views and does not reflect any stance of this platform or any organization. Right. In the past 3 episodes, we talked about the PESP scholarship, the assessments of scholarships and ways to tackle them, and also the JPA scholarship. As most scholarships are already in their assessment rounds, KOI's Pondcast wishes all scholarship applicants the best of luck in your scholarship application. In today's episode, we're going to move on to another topic, which is related to the pre-university courses after SPM. In Malaysia, there are a lot of pathways to choose from, and we're going to listen to more stories and opinions from students from various pre-university courses. To kickstart today's podcast, it's going to be an A-levels guide to pretty much everything. Without further ado, let us welcome our guests for today's episode, William, Suzy, and Sucheeytha. Hello. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. All right, please introduce yourselves. Starting from William.
My name is William. I'm currently 19 years old, and I'm studying as an A-level student in Sunway College.
Great. Next up.
Hi guys, my name is Sucheeytha and I'm currently 19 years old. More like I'm turning 19 in August. And I'm studying in Taylor's College.
Hi everyone, it's me again. I'm Suzy, or you can call me Suzy, and I'm also turning 19 this October. And I am currently taking 4 subjects in A-levels, also same as Sucheeytha in Taylor's College.
Folks, as you can notice here, we have a familiar face or voice on our podcast again, which is Suzy. Suzy was featured on our very first episode, so do check out her episode by clicking the top right corner here to refer to that episode, or go to Spotify and click on the first audio episode. Alright. Coming up next, I think this is a repetitive question, as usual in the previous episodes. For the credibility of the information shared, could you guys share your SPM results? William.
Well then, I've gotten 5 A pluses, and 3 A's, and 2 B's.
Right.
So I got 6 A plus, 1 A, 3 A minuses, and 1 C.
So I took 11 subjects in SPM and I got straight A, and I also get 9 A plus.
Okay, cool. Alright, now we'll proceed to the first question about A-levels. Alright, before signing up for A-levels courses, of course, we would need to know about the requirements before we apply for it and make sure that we are eligible for the course. So guys, what are the general requirements to take the A-levels course?
If I may,
Yeah, go on.
this depends from college to college. And technically, there isn't even any requirements for A-levels because you can register as a private student or a private candidate. However, for Sunway College, which is the college that I enrolled into, they accept any candidates with at least 5 credits in SPM. 5 C's in SPM, that's not a particularly high bar. On to you guys.
It's the same for Taylor's College as well. The minimum requirement is 5 credits. But they also focus on which subjects you pick. So personally, normally students pick whichever subject they're strong in or whichever they like. So normally they do qualify and reach the requirements.
Agreed on all fronts. Especially for Sunway College, they have a special case for further maths, I believe, where if you did not score that well on maths and additional mathematics in SPM, you're generally not going to be accepted. And if you did not take additional mathematics, you usually can't take further maths.
Right. Anything to add on, Suzy?
But if I were to add, I would say that it would be better if you can make sure that your English level is quite good, because A levels will all be taught in English language. So it would be good if you guys can equip yourself with certain English level so that you won't feel that it is very difficult to catch up during the A levels study. Yeah.
Definitely. Especially when it comes to the sciences. I'm speaking from experience here. In the physics syllabus, a lot of the formulae are derived from the definitions of these terms, and I've encountered some situations where students do not understand the definitions; they only recite it, which makes them basically have to do twice the memorization for any given subject. That's a pretty big handicap, if you'd ask me. So I would typically recommend you at least be confident in your conversational English skills, if not just outright having the proficiency of English as a second language or even a first.
I see. So these are the general requirements for A levels. It's not the high bar according to the three of them, but there are specific subjects that you need to pay attention to when you apply for A levels courses. All right. So, of course, it may vary from art stream to science stream, or vary from institution to institution regarding the A levels requirements. So please check out the official websites of the institution according to your interest. For information juniors, there are a lot and different durations and subjects offered in A levels. So you get to choose your subjects based on the degree course that you want to pursue. For the three of you, what is the duration of your A levels course, and what subjects did you take for your A levels?
Well, for me, my A levels program takes up 1.5 years, which is to say 18 months. And I've taken 4 subjects: maths, further maths, physics, and chemistry. I would describe this amount of this period of learning as crammed, because
Okay.
typically A levels can range from 1.5 years to 2 years maximum. And looking at the syllabus, you really need all the time you can get. My course is divided into 3 semesters. The first semester is all about learning. The second semester is all about the AS exam. And the third semester is all about the A2 exam. At no point are you allowed to relax, because that's not the point. For the most part, the institution is there to spoon feed as much of the syllabus to you as possible, and nothing more. What do you think?
So for me, I initially registered for 1.5 duration long semester, but then I decided to defer. So for A levels, this depends on the institution, but most institutions allow you to defer like 1 semester or 2. So I'm deferring a semester, so I'll be doing A levels for 2 years. And I'm taking bio, chem, and maths. And the reason I'm deferring is because, like William said, our 3rd semester is for A2. And A2 is hard. It's complicated.
You're
and there's a
underselling
lot
it.
to cover. So there's a lot to cover. So I wanted to give myself the time, a 6 months time, to like really absorb everything, as you don't want to cram everything. But yeah, so that's for me.
Yeah, just some additional information before we proceed. The A2 they mentioned was actually their second examination, or the most important exam for A levels, where the AS exams is their first test for the entire A levels course. Right. Continue with Suzy.
But what is more crazy is that other than AS and A2, there is trial exam for AS, and there is also trial exam for A2. So there's like total 4 or more exams. So cramped, crazy, and complicated. Yes. The 3 C's.
So
The
you know
3
how
Cs.
so you know the
The 3
SPM
Cs
crunch
for
period
A-level.
that you have? Well, just take that and turn it into 2 whole semesters.
Yeah.
If you did not like the SPM examination and how the exam conditions felt like, you would not like this course.
Just don't spill it, okay? Don't spill it. Okay, so continue with mine. So I took 2 years program under Taylor's College, and I'm taking 4 subjects, which is the business related part 1. So I took business, economics, maths, and also law. So 3 of them are actually essays based. I'm not sure if I would recommend you guys to do that, but I am already in the hole, so yeah, I'm doing that. So yeah, I think that's it. So 2 of them are taking science, I'm taking business. So yeah,
That's
it.
the difference between them, I think. Alright. I see. Well, I believe
The pain is the same, guys. The pain is the same.
yeah, the pain is the
But yeah.
same. Regardless of what you choose, just choose based on your personal preferences and what degree what you're trying to pursue. The difficulties, the ordeals you will have to experience it one day. So, before our juniors step into their respective pre-university programs, in this context, of course, it would be A-levels. Okay, I think that most of them would be curious about the syllabus. As rumors are, A-levels are difficult, so don't choose it if you cannot withstand the academic pressure. To confirm whether this is true or false, could you guys share about the overall syllabus difficulty and examination difficulty according to the subjects you have taken? This is going to be
Okay.
a lot more to share.
First of all of the syllabus is online. Cambridge has made it public. So if you want to know more about the syllabus, you can just go online, download 4 PDFs, and look at it from there. Do not try to comprehend the maths pipeline. The maths and further maths pipelines are really intertwined and interconnected in a way that I don't particularly like. Because with maths and further maths, you can take a combination of all the modules in those texts. For Sunway, that is to say, for me, we take all the modules in maths and further maths. And so, for the AS examinations, the first examination, I have to study 6 modules total.
6. Okay.
6 modules total out of 8 or so that my pathway requires within a year.
6 modules within a year.
If you do not like math, this is not really a sustainable path to take. And especially because it's maths, you also have a lot of homework and practice.
How would you rate
And-
the difficulty of that? Having a lot of homework from maths and further maths.
I wouldn't say it's particularly difficult, more so it's tedious. There's 2 layers of difficulty. One is that understanding the questions sometimes takes a level of vocabulary that you might not have. I'm acting as a tutor for one of my college friends, and half of the time he has encountered an error in the maths or science related subjects is because there's wording in the questions that's intentionally misleading. And this is true for trial questions. This is also true for the actual exam. So
Okay.
very important for you, and I cannot emphasize this enough, basic conversational English. If you do not have that, you're going to be working twice as hard to
You
get
have
the same results as everyone
do
else.
take note of that, my dear juniors. Anything to add?
Other
on?
than that, I would say the difficulty of the syllabus is just a step above SPM. So you'll learn more things, but they won't necessarily become harder and harder to understand. Well, in a way they are, but you're also equipped with the tools after 12 years of public education to be able to wrap your head around them. And so it's now a matter of how you decide to tackle these challenges head on. In my course, the lecturers take a very sink or swim approach. They are there to teach you the content. And what you do with the content is up to you. I'm very lucky to have stumbled into a learning pattern that works for me, in that I accidentally ended up in a mentor position for one of my friends, and I find that's one of the ways that I'm able to learn very effectively. And so for me, the level of difficulty isn't too hard. Then again, keep in mind, I already have a bit of an affinity for the maths due to my interest in computer science, and I'm also only taking double sciences. So your mileage may vary. Actually, I've been meaning to ask Sucheeytha, is
Yeah.
biology any different from chemistry or physics in how much you need to memorize? Because I feel like it's like twice as much.
Yeah, there's a lot to memorize in biology, but you'll realize that in AS, it's quite similar to SPM. I wouldn't say exactly the same. It's just that you have to focus on the keywords. And the keywords is very, very specific. So it annoys me sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Biology AS is like, you can handle it. It's like, you will realize that your peers, those who took IGs, don't know as much as you do. But when it comes to A2, everything is just mind-blowing. You have not seen it, you have not heard it, you do not know what they want, and you do not know what to memorize. So this is where the most essential part of A-levels comes in, which is past year papers. You need to, go and experience and see what they want and what you need to hit what mark, basically.
Agree.
And for biology, it's like, I would say AS is handleable, but A2 is not. I mean, it is handleable, but you need to get used to it. I wouldn't say you can't reach that point, but you can. But it's not.
You need
easy,
to pay a lot of effort.
Nothing is easy.
Yeah, you need to pay a lot of effort.
Yeah, a lot of effort. And then when it comes to chemistry, I would say it's very, very different from SPM. You learn way more things. You learn about organic chemistry, which is mind-blowing. The reactions, again, mind-blowing.
I actually find organic chemistry quite enjoyable. It's a bit like building with Lego blocks.
I actually love that part. I agree. If you learn how to love it, you will actually understand. You'll be like, oh my god, I can actually do this. Okay? And when it comes to past year papers or the thing is, in our institution, Taylor's College, I'm lucky to get good lecturers. So basically, they give us the past year questions according to topics. Not all lecturers do this, and my lecturer gives us notes and really, really detailed slides, which maybe not every lecturer practices this. So you need to be ready.
Yeah.
You need to be really ready for that, and yeah, that's for bio and chem. It's almost like that. For maths, you will get a lot of homework. I take maths, not for the maths. So we do probability and statistics and pure maths. That's a lot of questions and a lot of you are just confused. But the more you do, the more you understand. And that's how maths works. You need to do a lot of practice. If not, you're just not going to able to do anything. And especially when it comes to probability and statistics, that's where your English efficiency is tested, because it's the first line says something, the second line says something, but you do not understand how it gets together. So that's where you need to, see those keywords. But yeah, I think that's an overall of how difficult the syllabus is.
See. What about Suzy? Anything to say about the difficulty? In terms of our stream, of course, because these two are in science stream.
After listening to the science story, I think mine is more or less complicated as that. Okay, so I took 4 subjects left, right? So the maths, I used to hate maths the most in high school because I can't do maths at all. I just hate it. But then when I come to college, I love maths most because I don't have to write essays finally, because I can't write essays in maths, right? I love maths. I don't have to write like an insane people in maths. So, but I would say that maths is more or less like MX in high school. So I think those who actually can do well in MX, or if you really can do well, you don't have to worry, because I didn't do well for my MX in high school. You can handle it in A level. Don't worry. So I think I'll focus more on the 3 other subjects, which is the business related one. So one is business, the other one is econs, and the last one is law. So starting with the most complicated one, which is law. The thing is, I don't really enjoy it because the amount of cases I have to memorize is, I don't even know. But for example, for one chapter, I have to memorize 40 different cases and the names and the details. And that's only for criminal law. I still have the general law to memorize. So during the exam, I was literally quite insane.
Breaking down.
So, yeah, literally breaking down. So the rank of difficulty, I would say business, econs, and law is at the top of the heaven. That is how crazy it is. So, to describe more detail how crazy law is, I have to write 5 long essays and 4 short questions for law, paper 1, in 1 hour and 30 minutes. And that is not an exam of how many I can memorize. It's about the speed of my hand, how much I can write in that 1 hour and 30 minutes. That is literally the truth for 3 essay based exams. That is even crazier for business actually. I only have like 1 hour and 30 minutes and 1 hour and 45 minutes for my paper 1 and paper 2. And both exams are crazily exam based and crazily essay based. I have to write, I don't even know, like 4 and more long essays for this exam paper, and I am so tired after each and every exam. And for econs, right, I would say that it really requires a lot of practice. You need to do a lot of practice paper. You need to do a lot of MCQ because there is a lot of different types of questions they can ask from just one single chapters. So you need to just keep on doing practice tests for the MCQ. Then for the essay based, right, there is also a lot of different types of questions. Some are quite easy, some are really, really difficult, like what Sucheeytha said. The first line is a single sentence. The next line is a totally different meaning sentence, but they are asking one very complicated question. So that's where the difficult part lies. So overall, I'm not sure whether I made a wise decision of choosing 3 essay-based subjects, but I'm already in the road. So you guys, I don't know, based on your personal preference.
Folks, before we continue this session, it's time for a break. So we'll be playing a song called Viva la Vida by Coldplay.
When I gave the word, now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone there was never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. And revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver blade, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever want to be king? I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, William, Suzy, and Sucheeytha. Let's continue our podcast today. All right, we know that A-levels is actually 100% exam-based. For juniors who do not know, A-levels is 100% exam-based. And basically, to study and to do revision would be the most common routine we could think of from all A-level students. Well, of course, it would be dull and boring if it's just, all work, no play. So how are you guys, the three of you, how do you guys spend your time throughout your A-levels program?
You know what? I'll just go first. Okay. So
Okay.
I think the main thing would be time management because, of course, you have like 24 hours. The 24 hours is going to fly. As for, I'm not sure about other institutions for our college, each subject you need to go for classes for 7 hours per week. So 7 times 3, if you take 3 subjects, is 21 hours. And traveling to campus and coming back from campus, all of that takes time. So I would say you have to use your time really, really wisely. But you also need to know how to have fun. So, go to whatever clubs and society you want to go into, any sports, make some friends, socialize. Please socialize, especially if you're like moving 300 kilometers away from home. I'm talking about from SP to KL. You need friends because you need to feel like you belong there to actually start to be able to, get yourself used to the timetable and like living alone. It's not easy. So I would say you need to socialize in the first 2 weeks of, in campus and all. Even if you do not, like you are not an extroverted person, I would recommend you find peers from like your old school, like those who are also, around. Like Sunway and Taylor is like really close. So you can just find someone at Sunway and just a canopy walk away. Literally about 10 to 15 minutes if you walk fast. Okay? So I would recommend socializing so that you do not feel the pressure. And yeah, time management. Very, very important. You can socialize, but make sure you are on top of your work. Do not slack off and do not put socializing first, because when you start enjoying and you get freedom, you will get carried away naturally. So you need to make sure you have someone to bring you back, or you have to have that willpower to reality check. Realize that you have a lot to cover, like 11 to 12 chapters. You can't be doing this. So that's the most important part of this.
Yeah, sorry, you go first.
Okay, so for my life outside of campus, I would say that, like what Sucheeytha said, I joined some, not a lot, just some club and society. I joined one investor club and I also joined another Leo club. And often, if I find some activities that I'm really interested in, I will just sign up and join. And FYI, in colleges, no matter in Sunway or Taylor, there are always a lot of events that is going on. So just find the one you like and just sign up for it and meet new people. Most important thing is to meet new people and know more friends and socialize. That's what Sucheeytha said. And then for my case, Taylor, there are quite a lot of sports facilities. So my life outside of academic, I just do some sports. I don't know, I just join tennis. I also do some archery. So just during this college time, manage your time well and explore your world. Do a lot of things that you couldn't previously do. Just enjoy new things. That's what I basically do during my college life.
What about William?
Agreed on both counts, to be honest. Especially the thing about how you should socialize and get a friend group relatively early on within the first 2 weeks, because those first 2 weeks were rough. I'm speaking from experience. And after I got a circle of friends, not even close friends, just like people in my classrooms. There's a few that I'm particularly close with, but not all of the friend group you're going to have a really close relationship with, and that's okay, to be honest. You just need to have someone there, and things will get easier. Other than that, of course, enjoy yourself, but also you need to keep in mind your responsibilities. If you can manage to go out every single day and stay on top of your homework, by all means, be my guest. But you need to know your capabilities, basically. If you're taking A-levels, your number one priority is your exam results, truth be told. The second most important thing is your UCAS application.
Okay.
But at the same time, yeah, go out, have fun. maintain hobbies, maintain correspondence with your secondary school friends.
That's
And
what we're doing
also,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of us are secondary school friends. We came from the debate club.
Yeah, we are all debaters here.
For all people, really, there's an amount of time there's a minimum amount of time and a maximum amount of time where you need socialization. Otherwise, you become really weird. The first 2 weeks
True.
were kind of a fever dream in that regard. For me personally.
Okay.
But after that, once you settle into a rhythm, just stay on top of your daily responsibilities. And also, do some form of sport, because most A-level students are basically tied to their desk.
Okay.
And if you
Or
don't
the
do
couch.
sport,
Either one.
and if you don't
Or
do
couch.
some form of sport, if you don't get like up on your feet, if you don't have a reason to get up on your feet, you're not going to be doing good things to your spine.
True.
Dead ass.
Guys, coming from a science POV, so
Yeah, take note of that. Do squats. Don't just sit on your couch or chair, just pure study.
Yeah.
You need to touch grass.
Touch grass.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have two more things to add. It just came to my mind.
One thing is that make use of your time when you join your events or activities, because the people you meet can really be very helpful in your career building. I mean, for my case, I want to pursue marketing degree, so it will be very good if I can be the PR, which I happen to be the PR for both club that I'm in. And the person I meet, the senior I meet, or even some people who are younger than me, they're all very helpful, and they also help me to learn different kind of stuff. So it will be very good if you just step out of your comfort zone and you just try to meet new people and try to learn more and more things from you. And those experiences can actually help you to build what you want to pursue in the future. For example, my marketing degree.
And the second point is that I would say it would be very good if you can travel around. For our case, for KL, right?
yes,
we have
definitely.
public transport here and there. We can just
It's very
walk
convenient.
to LRT. So it's
Yeah.
very
Don't
convenient
take
for us
Grab.
to-
Don't take Grab.
Super expensive to take Grab.
Don't
In
take
some
Grab.
situations, in some situations,
When time is more valuable than money, like say for example, you're going to catch an ETS ride or whatever. Yeah, take Grab. Most of the time, you will make do with LRT.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why I say it's good if you can travel around.
No matter where you study, for example in KL or in Penang or even in Kedah, if you are traveling outside of your hometown, just make use of the time when you already get done with your academic things, and you just enjoy yourself, go travel and see new things, and also go hang out with your friend. So that's the two things that I would like to add. That's it from me.
I would like to add something is that I know we have been emphasizing on socializing, so please do not think that your college life you have to socialize. No such thing. If you are happy with how you are and you are okay to be on your own, you think you are independent enough, you be you. We just generally feel that if you socialize, you get to meet people, weird people and nice people. Okay, it's a big world. Okay, we have seen like 1% of it. That's like another 99% we have not seen. So socialize, go ahead, but do not feel pressured to socialize, because then you would not be really putting yourself out there, but you would take it as a chore, and you don't want to do that. It's very, very stressful. As A-levels is already stressful enough. You don't need, the stress from socializing and talking to people and stuff like that. So do what you're comfortable with, but we do recommend at least make like 2 or 3 friends in your classes, like same tutor classes and all, so that you do not same tutorials, so that you do not feel like you are alone, but you are not like an extreme extrovert. But if you are an extreme extrovert, by all means, go ahead. You will benefit, and you might also learn a lot of stuff, of course. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
So this is life of 3 A-level students we have here. For other programs, we will talk about it in the next few episodes, so stay tuned for that. Last but not least, this is the most concerning part for A-levels, I believe, which is the fees. we're talking about money here. Alright. So William, Suzy, and Sucheeytha, how much is your fees in total to take A-levels course, including tuition fee and living expenses, of course?
My program fee is around 38,700 ringgit. And keep in mind, this is a cheaper figure because I also got the entrance scholarship that Sunway offers that has a 9,000 ringgit deduction from the grand total. And as for living expenses, I typically spend around 1,600 per month, 1,600 per month. And so in the end, the total would be
Drum roll.
Can we cut this part out? Around 60,000 ringgit,
Okay, cool.
not including accommodation.
Yeah. Accommodation.
If I include accommodation, it will be around 70,000 ringgit.
for the entire program. Though keep in mind, I am staying on Sunway campus, and so my fees are one, my accommodation is going to be more expensive in general compared to off-campus locations, and two, my residence doesn't allow people to cook, so I usually eat out for my meals. So that also increases the living expenses quite a bit. You could do this much cheaper than the figure that I just given you, and if even that is unattainable for you, again, private candidates are a thing, and some Malaysian institutes allow private candidates to sit for the A-levels without having to enroll into any specific college. Most of the information about this is online on Cambridge's own websites.
Yep. Please do refer to the websites. Alright, how about Sucheeytha?
Okay, so for me, to break it down, my tuition fee is almost about 33,000 for 3 subjects, including the scholarship that I got. It's a partial scholarship. They give you, in Taylor's College, they give you according to how many A's you get. So each program has a different rate, and each A's, they have like a different rate. So for A-levels, it can go from 12,000 to 4,000, and the range is 9 A's to 6 A's or 5 A's. And so that's my tuition fee. So I got the 12,000 one, so 33,000 for 2 years, including my deferment. So I'm not going to make this all confusing, but including my deferment for 2 years, it's 33,000. And then my living expenses, I get about 1,600 per month, not including my accommodation. I do not live on campus. I live outside of campus. I live in SS15. You guys can check it out. It's okay. And it's like known as food heaven because there's like food everywhere. You can just jump off the building. I'm just kidding. If you just jump off the building, you'll reach at the shop. I'm not even kidding. It's like everywhere. The shops, it's everywhere. But I do not recommend doing this. But I'm just giving you an example of like how close the shops are. So that's, I get about 1,600. And in the accommodation that I live in, we are not allowed to cook as well. They give you a tiny induction cooker that basically does almost 0 things because you either overcook your food or you undercook your food. So to not waste food, you just buy food. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, we know what you
when
mean.
the expenses goes a bit higher. That's when the expenses get a bit like, it goes a bit higher. So my estimation of my living expenses for the whole thing is about 70K for 2 years.
Alright then how about the fees for Suzy, the estimated
Okay,
fees?
so for my fees, my disclaimer is that I'm fully sponsored by Petronas. As you guys, if you guys already checked the first episode of Pondcast, I'm fully sponsored by Petronas.
So, but I will still break down my expenses. So for my living expenses, I spend like 1K to like 1.2K per month. So the total up for 2 years would be like something around 24 to 30K for my living expenses. And I'm not sure why, but my course fee is a lot higher than Sucheeytha's, even though we are coming from the same college. But I think the main reason is that I'm taking 4 subjects, and also I am taking 2 years like full subjects, unlike Sucheeytha's, which is more advanced. So my course fee for 2 years is somewhere around 60K, but I'm not sure whether it will still be the same for this year because, inflation. I mean, everything, the price just rise. So for my case, my course fee is somewhere around 60K, right? So my course is 4 subjects, 4 semester, and I'm taking it 2 years. So I'm taking it very slowly. So it is very understandable that my course fee is relatively higher compared to Sucheeytha's. So for my accommodation, as mentioned, I live in campus, and I'm currently taking a single without kitchen tray, which means that we can't really cook a lot of things inside our accommodation. My rental fee for 1 month is somewhere around 970, and for 2 years it will like round up to around 24K. So that's my accommodation. So that's my breakdown of my expenses, every expenses that for my study of A-level in Taylor's College.
That's all.
Alright. So actually the breakdown of fees or expenses, we'll put it in the picture over here for you guys to refer to. So please pause a few seconds to check out the pictures regarding the fees or expenses shared by these 3 A-level students. Alright. But the fee structures will vary. The fee structures will vary depending on your personal preferences and options available to you. So yeah, this pretty much sums up the A-levels guide to pretty much everything. Alright folks, we're reaching the end of this podcast. Do drop a like and hit the subscribe button if you like this session. The audio episode will be uploaded to Spotify within the next 48 hours. If you're from Spotify after this audio episode is uploaded, do follow this Pondcast and share it to your friends and family. Alright folks, we'll see you in the next episode. Peace out. Bye bye.
Bye.